I mean, would you start by just giving your reaction now after hearing what the judge decided today?
Not very pleased, really upset about it. But as a family and friends, we do feel that justice will prevail, and the truth will come out. In the future hearings, it will come out, and it will be proven that he is a danger to society, and especially the younger girls that he was preying on, I'm going to say, that evidently filed these charges, and they were most likely scared, maybe threatened, if they were to say anything at that time.
Brittani, what was your reaction when you heard the judge basically said, hey, if you get pretrial services, the address where you're going to be staying, will be released? What are your thoughts on what the judge decided?
I don't agree with it. From what I have been through for the past 9 years with surgery, therapy, and what that put me through, it was like he lives just a life that's just innocently, like a second life, to where he's going along just living like we all do today, and you would never figure that out. But yet when DNA comes up and it's a match, how are you supposed to go ahead and ignore that? So that's my question, is why would a judge go ahead and say, okay, you can go, but you have to be monitored and so on and so forth, instead of being put behind bars until, like, for future. I mean, he put me through this for 9 years. This is never going to stop. I was like, he's traumatic brain injury, completely deaf in the left ear, blind in the left eye. I don't think that's ever going to come back to me just because of that day. That bad of an attack on my life, if my mom would not have come home that day, I probably wouldn't be here today. That's how bad if I look back on it, and I thank the Lord that I do not, like, that time frame is a complete blur. And just like a traumatic brain injury, it's ongoing.
What do you think about what the defense was arguing, and kind of how the judge agreed he hasn't been arrested for a felony in these past nine years, and that he doesn't pose a flight risk? What was your reaction when you heard the judge say that?
I think that since that day that everything happened, that he tried to lay low and live a second life. I mean, you can be a good person making a bad. We all have secrets. And so you can go ahead and you're like, okay, well, nobody's ever going to find out about this as long as I don't say anything. But yet, when it comes out, you're kind of like, oh no, what am I going to do now? So when this is kind of him being let go but being monitored with, I don't know what exactly he's being monitored with, I just don't agree with that at all. I think he should just be behind bars. I was like, there's other girls out there that are age 17 or even maybe a little older that he preys upon. I was like, so that it just doesn't really go about him being released at all.
He did order, some form of supervision. Does that ease your mind on any level?
No. Mm-mm. Not at all. Yes, some will be either with him or like with him, I guess 24/7, however about that goes. But that it just still doesn't ease my mind. I mean, he could hurt that person like he hurt me, and then continue on. He could flee, and yet justice still has not been served.
What was it like to see him today, and why did you feel like it was important to come?
I want him to see that what he put me through, what he did to me. And he may think he's innocent, but like I said, DNA doesn't lie. So I think with him even seeing me at all, I don't know if he looked at me or not. Who knows if he stared a glance at all, but that to me is personally, with him seeing me, he has no conscience. That's the thing. For 9 years, he's had no conscience. He's been going on living a life that he's wanted to, as in like the whole thing that he did to me is a complete secret. And then time ran out. So justice, after what I've been through, justice should be served. I was like, my mom has been with me through all this. she's the one who was there, and if she wouldn't have showed up, like I said, probably would not be here today at all.
She has sacrificed 9 years of her life, and that's not to say what other family members have endured financially, mentally, emotionally, and now the fear's back again. And he is a danger to society. He has led a double life, and somebody like that needs to be put away. I understand where the judge is coming from, but I do believe in my heart the truth will come out, and he will be convicted. He needs to be. We've got the DNA. It's a match. I recognized him when I saw him. He glared at me. He probably doesn't have a conscience. But she has sacrificed, this young lady has sacrificed from 17 to this date, 26 years old, her life through at least 15 surgeries, some here and some in Texas. And it's unfair, not to her, but to everybody else included. And her doctors have said she is a survivor, and she may have died. According to one of the paramedics, they almost lost her in the ambulance. And it's just not fair for him to lay low like this and keep this secret to him and continue to do minor things, and the girls were so afraid to say anything. But this is the sacrificial right here, you know, the lamb that was sacrificed because of his selfishness, his vengeful, passionate, personal vendetta against her for whatever reason. And he should be put away. What if it was his daughter? What if it was the judge's daughter? What if it was your daughter he did this to? How would you feel? Put the public in our shoes where we have been.